And we're live.
And we're live.
You are listening to a QLB Media Group podcast.
And we are today, our second episode of We Are Just Talking Ish. Now, the first episode has done very, very, very well today. Thank you all for following, watching. Make sure y'all make comments and views on all your podcast locations because we love to hear any feedback, good or bad. Don't get too bad.
We're not gonna listen anyway, but still.
No, we not. Family and friends, if your situation happens to appear on this episode, don't nobody know your name. If you unless you point it out. So we just gonna say that. Disclaimer, your business might get put on this show. So, how has everyone been this week?
Good.
Very well. Very well indeed. It's been fantastic.
Just so y'all know, I'm treating Q as if he's Rocco. And if you know Elmo and Rocco's relationship, that's how Q is being treated this week.
Who?
Rocco.
Who's
you gotta
Rocco?
go and watch it. It's the rock that Zoe had. You mean to tell me you don't know about Elmo, the Elmo and Rocco fight?
So this was when you were watching Sesame Street or when we was watching Sesame Street?
It's going on now.
I really don't know.
You
supposed to know. You got Sesame Street
No, but
age kids.
right now she's into Shark Doo 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 Doo. So
Shark Doo 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 Doo
we
Doo.
went from Mick, which is aka Mickey Mouse for her, to Shark Doo 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 and Coco Melon. That's what she's into.
My youngest is watching football and basketball highlights on YouTube, and my oldest is watching The Thin Line Between Love and Hate. So
Classic.
This is not about. This is a TikTok thing as well. But yeah, it's a Sesame Street thing. Elmo, Rocco.
Our TikTok queen, Rosa here.
Yeah,
she is a TikTok queen.
Yes, I am.
Go and shout out your TikTok name so they can go and see all that nakedness on there.
Oh,
really?
There is some nakedness on there.
Sam, a Q. This is IQ.
Isn't it the same on Instagram? Your handle the same thing on TikTok.
Yep, Mahogany XR. And we'll get into that today.
It's we just talking.
Because the XR is for X-rated, ladies and gentlemen.
We just talking this, and we thank y'all for listening to the first episode, like she said, and we're now recording episode 2, like she said, and you can find either one of these 2 episodes on Apple or Google Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Exclusive content, video content only on YouTube. Mother and aunt, sorry for anything you're about to hear in the future. Because if you thought the first episode was just a joy of laughter, it's only going to get worse. We haven't even done another sex episode, and y'all didn't hear that one, and it's only going to get
better.
Worse.
Better.
It gets better.
AKA
It'll get very informative.
Worse.
My Lord.
So what is the basis of today's conversation?
Well, our topic is going to start off with relations. We're talking about relationships. That's basically what we're going to be talking about today. It starts off with oh God.
Those.
Okay.
Oh, all right then.
So we're going to talk about right now, how often do you have to have sex in your relationship? Now, I know this is different for everybody. Some people don't feel like
day. Something needs to be happening to my genitals.
Go clean them.
Every day.
Wow. Go. Then you gay. That's something happening. You didn't say what need to be happening.
Where's the timer on this thing? We already starting off wrong.
Oh, you did that last week, so it was only right.
We was 10 minutes in.
We would not. We would not. I made sure we've been 5 minutes in now, so we're good.
So next week we're gonna start with the shit within 30 seconds. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I get to start off next week, huh?
And I'm already calling it astrology. We got to talk about it. I need to know about this world that I just don't know nothing about. So we got to throw that in there somehow, some kind of way. So yeah.
Well, technically I can throw that in with every conversation we have, but I'm not because it applies to every aspect. So I low key will. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we'll roll with it. Whatever comes up will come out. Y'all know how I roll.
But
trying not to say much tonight.
Relationships. How
often should you have sex?
How often?
What about you, Patria?
As often as time allows. Like, life happens.
This is coming from a mother.
Baby, them kids don't stop nothing.
At all.
And I'm sorry. I'm putting it out there because I hear this too much from a lot of my guy friends. If she wants to, she will figure it out around those kids and they won't know a thing. Trust me. I have been divorced for 8 years. And if I want that, I will make it happen. And they have never... Not a pastor. He didn't have his own church, but he's an ordained minister. Yes, he is.
Well, we'll get back on subject and I'm going to come back because I need to know what sex is like with a pastor.
He's not a pastor.
Sex ordained. With a pastor is sex with a minister.
Man. He's a man. He's a man.
He's a man.
Is he like rubbing you down with like the oils?
I don't remember. Do you know how long ago
I got you, baby. Because I have more recent pastor situations.
Yeah, like he's a man. First of all,
was some of the best I ever had, and he was not praying.
Jesus,
my Lord,
I called him a few times.
Let him use you.
On him.
I give myself away so you can use me.
I gave it all.
My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself. I give
placed myself on the altar.
A living sacrifice. Not my will, but yours be done.
Yeah, I remember my mama, sidebar, I remember my mama married a pastor and then she started wearing all these big lampshade hats and everything. Mama, calm down.
Don't do that. Not the lampshade. I never,
man, fringe hanging. What are you doing?
She was first lady.
Yeah. Oh, well, see, we do. I explained I was never going to be first lady. I don't have the mouth. I don't have the mindset to be a first lady. That was not in my ministry. Because the wrong one say the wrong thing is going down in the church. Okay? So, yeah.
We're going to keep you outside the doors.
I'll be the collection plate. I count the money.
She'll be the collection plate.
I'll be the collection plate. I will be the collection plate. I will make sure all the money is there.
How did we get here?
But yeah.
He brought us here.
How often for sex for you?
For me, let's see. It depends on the type of relationship it is. Because if I'm like,
hold on. Someone got some wine over there, don't it? Someone clicked some bottles.
Sipping my tea.
Oh, okay. Oh, sips tea. Okay, but go ahead, continue.
Shit. I have my wine the next episode. But no, if I'm really into him and I'm like all into him, he gonna get it that morning. If he called me for lunch, and he gonna get it that night. And we gotta do this, because we do have life, we're gonna have to be realistic about this. 3 to 4 times a week is just perfect for me. If it's more, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
But 3 to 4 times a week, yes. To me, I'm a firm believer of, I love morning sex.
Yeah.
That's the favorite time of the day.
Yeah. Or in the middle of the night. Like you done been asleep for a couple hours and then
We can do that.
To the bathroom, get some water and then go back to sleep, wake up.
That morning. And my thing is, I want you to stay asleep because I'm gonna wake you up. The
best part.
I ain't never been woke up. I'm gonna add that to my fantasy list. I need to be woke up. I don't even want to upgrade. I don't even want to be like pretending like I was sleeping. Like I literally want to be woke up. And you,
it's gonna be like 5, 6 in the morning.
That was cute for the people that's not watching. You're only hearing that was cute. Quincy Rocco.
Yeah, all that.
That was not
us. That was not us. That was not us at all. But 5, 6 in the morning. Yeah, I'm kind of
because sex is important.
It off.
It's very important.
It's very important.
And if people say it's not, they're lying. Somebody lying.
And the lack thereof will make me very grumpy.
Ooh. Yep. What is you saying? Be mad as hell. Be wondering why the hell I'm clanging pots and slanging doors and throwing shit.
Well, per Quinn's conversation last week, that means you slamming a lot of doors right now.
Well, see, no. It's only because I know I don't have anybody. I know I don't have anybody, so I'm fine. It's only when I'm in the relationship with you, you're going to have to be in a relationship with me. You drop it out, sir.
So does Rosa have the rose?
I do not. I want me one, though. But I'm kind of scared of it. I keep hearing so many stories.
We'll save that for the sex episode call. And I'm going to call it what I'm about to call it because you said it the first episode, and I'm going to call that episode I Got Toys. The sex episode.
Ken dolls.
Because since our last sex episode, a lot of toys have been coming out.
That's true.
Well, the pandemic hit. What the hell else you think they were going to do?
That were
to get creative indoors.
To replace us niggas.
Well, I won't say it's to replace you all.
It can't replace.
It can't replace the feeling.
I'm not a huge fan of toys. I have some, but like that's not my thing. I like.
Now if he wants to help with the toys and use them, because I have some for him as well. You know.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Save it. So yeah, sex is.
We'll get on that episode. That was a whole nother episode.
Put that in your notes. We're gonna circle back around to that with details. We just go
a lot. As you hear, lots of sex is what we need. I need it because once I'm activated, it's a wrap.
Yeah, if I'm feeling you and we talking and we vibing and you showing up in all the other aspects, like that just consummates the vibe right there. And that's just, it's got to be like, that's halfway of the point of you vibing with somebody like that. Like that has to be done on a regular basis as much as the schedule allows. Well, and then some surprises.
Yeah, but see, my love language is touch. One of my love languages is touch.
Yes.
So you got to, and that's part of it. You know, you got to. And if you ain't, I've had people
this whispering going on. Stop being weird, Q. Why you talking? Yes.
I'm gonna need you to cut it out.
Touch.
Oh my God.
Touch.
Yes. We're not gonna make it today. Lord.
Oh Lord Jesus, I cannot with him. But yes, my love language is touch. One of them. So yes, touching me, holding me, kissing me. You got to be a good kisser. If your ass is one of them sloppy kissers, get away from me. I don't need you. I don't have big lips. I don't. You can see I don't have big lips. They're little bitty lips. Don't be sucking my damn nose and the rest of my face. Get away from me. I hate them type of kisses. Don't be, just get through and you have to go. No. The whole damn face and wipe the whole eyebrow off. That was inside. Sorry, y'all. Don't wipe the whole eyebrow off. Have your makeup off. I don't even need a makeup wipe when I get home because you done wiped it all off. No, but a good kisser and somebody that really touches. And you know what I found out to be one of the most dangerous things for a man to do?
For you, what's that?
That damn instruction.
Wait a minute. What? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said the most dangerous thing for a man to do, and she said for you.
Yes. Yeah, it's for me because my danger and her danger is going to be different.
we may have two different dangers. That's why I specified.
Why do I feel like this should be saved for the sex episode?
Let's save it.
Okay, we'll save
Y'all have to come back for this.
Because we talking about danger. I got safe words like peaches.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah. And as I said again, sex is very important, and I need to have it. She needs to have it. The other one, she needs to have it, and it's important.
She's got to have it.
As the time will allow.
Often, because apparently it makes a difference.
It does.
And well, because I'm single, I'm having it often with myself.
Really? Really?
So I'm having it often with myself. Topic number 1, ladies and gentlemen, serial monogamist.
You're right. Yeah, you will be a serial monogamist right now with you, Rocco.
Serial soloist.
And like, I had to literally search this definition up because I wasn't aware of what it was. But in other words, it's just a fancy word for your ass can't sit down and heal before trying to move on to the next motherfucker.
Basically,
somewhat like that. Yeah.
Basically,
they can only take one person at a time. It's not a person that's going to have 2 and 3 different people they're involved with. They're dealing with you.
In on the one.
They're going to lock in on the one.
And try to go the distance with that one every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the type of people that end up engaged multiple times.
Multiple times. The definition I searched up said it on the most basic level. A serial monogamist is as an Urban Dictionary puts it, one who spends as little time as possible being single, moving from the end of one relationship to the beginning of a new relationship as quickly as possible.
Yep.
And as y'all stated, the serial monogamist is someone who values being faithful to their partner, but is rarely single for long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give them 2-3 days, maybe a week. They on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
The next person that tries to talk to them, or I'll even say a month. Well, I mean that might be you.
Who is you? There's 2 U's on here. So which you?
It's definitely QU.
Rocco.
QU.
How does that mean?
Rocco.
I've been cooling it for a whole year since my shooting. Me.
You had a biker boy summer.
It didn't say one who has sex with many people and then move on to the next sexual partner.
Relationship. Okay, he's right. right.
Never once was I trying
I'll
to be in a relationship. They were, but they didn't understand the assignment.
Maybe not.
He seen her yesterday.
So yeah.
Got to be quick.
So now that we know what the definition is and what we're talking about, people, is it okay to be a serial monogamist? I like how the word gamist is in there. I'm seeing some sort of metaphor.
A monogamist, so they play games with one person at a time. I get
play games, yes. But yeah, is it okay?
What's this?
Is it okay to be one?
It is and it isn't.
Right. I mean, you got to do what works best for you.
Y'all don't never agree with me. No, it's not okay to do that.
Why it's not?
It's okay to do whatever works for you.
I know someone right now that's not good. That's not a good look.
Why
because then you get overly excited and you post it on Facebook. And then someone like me remembers that shit. We sounded sipping tea.
Yeah, that was a big
And I love how the camera caught that. That's not okay.
Ooh, we're talking about posting stuff.
He did say post.
He did say post. He posted it. It's okay in the sense that
and no,
that's
we are
what they
not
choose to do,
sponsored by
and they're
Essence.
not.
Essential Water. We are not sponsored by them. All right, so don't come suing us. But go ahead.
It's okay to be monogamous, and they're taking it one person at a time. They're not taking it 3 people, 4 people. They're taking it one person at a time. And that doesn't give them as many bodies, so to speak. But eventually, those bodies do add up as well. Now, the other issue is that they're not healing in between those bodies. They're not healing in between those relationships. So if you hurry up and jump into the next relationship, you taking along that trauma, that baggage, them problems, that issue. But what becomes the next problem is that when not only are you taking the one from the previous one, but you're taking the one from the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that.
I hope she's
so it's
listening.
a buildup.
Who?
Oh, there's people out there. I hope they're listening.
You said she. You should have said me. But anyway, so yeah, you got to heal and keep healing before you go to these next things.
Because I definitely took about 8 months off in 2020. Sir.
And that's good.
If you're trying to come,
I'm not coming for you. The person who needs to be listening is not a host on this show. So I hope they listening because sometimes people don't see nothing wrong in that, and it eventually that shit builds up in you.
I actually know more male serial monogamists than I do female.
And of course, I can see why you would say that. We just want to get over quickly, so we're gonna get over by jumping on top of something else.
But you can get over somebody and be kicking it with somebody, but not going into a full-fledged whole relationship all the way down to like just lavish gifts and
expensive wigs,
like, proposals. Like going the distance, like every time. Like trips. It's like all hands on deck every time. Like every time. Like I'm just like
boy, I'm catching them, boy. I'm listening.
You catching what? I ain't got nothing.
But you were saying expensive gifts, and I just threw out there, weed
trips.
Oh, I missed it. Oh,
and the trips.
Oh, first, second date. What's that playing B or C? I can't remember which one.
Baby, that was playing G and F.
He was like after the first or second date, he take them out of town. I think that was B.
That was B.
Yeah, because A was TGI Fridays.
Yeah. They're no longer in business, so
right. So we got to find out what's his new restaurant now. The first date, we'll dig it up.
It was Neil's.
Oh, I knew you would have it if I did. So why you my girl?
No.
Just
Don't do that.
Bloop 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 bloop.
Don't do that. But yeah, 8 months is a good time to do you.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing nobody in that time at all. Like I was literally nothing. There was no one on a regular daily texting, checking in type routine. There was no one in my home, in my bed during that time. Like when I say there was nothing going on, there was nothing going on. Nothing.
I haven't been in a full. Never mind. Let that thought go away. Been messed around and told off on myself.
Don't do that.
I mean,
don't do that.
In a way, I guess I am this, but not that. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not trying to form no relationship. I was just on a sex spree.
In the beginning. And then, somebody.
We need some crickets right there.
But, in the beginning you were.
Crickets. Yeah, in the beginning I was, yes. And then, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what causes someone to be a serial monogamist? So I'm going to cut that slick shit you be saying off. I'll be hearing you. What causes someone to be A serial monogamist.
They are in love with being in a relationship. They're in love with relationship.
Or they just don't know how to be alone.
Both of those things.
Both of those
It
things
could be either.
both.
It could be both.
Yeah. But I really, most of the time people that can't be alone are also, they're just in love with relationships. It's not the people that they're in relationships with. They're in love with being in a relationship. Mm-hmm. They don't feel whole unless they are in a relationship with someone in some way. No matter whether it's a healthy relationship or unhealthy, they're just in love with the fact of being in a relationship, saying that he's mine and I'm his, or vice versa. So, yeah.
And I'm not a serial monogamist in that way, but I'm not so much this way now, but I enjoy the newness and the anxiousness and the excitement of when you're feeling somebody and you're getting to know them, and it's so many different possibilities. And I don't like for that spark, that excitement to go away. They call it with the honeymoon phase or whatever. And I would always struggle with life after the honeymoon phase, and I would be afraid of it. So
we all do.
I used to keep a couple people on the side in enough distance to where if what I was focused on at the time, if it started to get a little dry or whatever, because I can be a runner as well. I have something, something else that's a little newer and more excitement to keep that there.
Man, that what scares me about relationships? Complacency.
Yeah. Complacency and being taken for granted. Like that is a huge thing, and forgetting to be the person that you're involved with biggest fan, and like that never goes away. Like, I'm about you. Like, you excite me every time I see you. I'm still just as attractive to you as I was the day I met you,
so
even though we've gone through some stuff.
How do you keep that?
That's something that you have to work on together with that person you're in a relationship. You guys have to continue to have date nights. Yeah. You have to keep communication open.
Yeah. You gotta have the hard conversations too, even when you don't want to talk about it, or you're triggered and you kind of want to shut down. You have to have those hard conversations. If you feel like your feelings were hurt or slighted, don't sit in it too long.
I posted that. If you know me, I'm Mr. Indeed himself. I posted, I don't know when, but I posted that having, whether it's monthly or every 6 months, well, 6 months is too long, but monthly, have a sit down, have an evaluation between you two. What you're doing. Don't tell me what I'm doing. Well, tell me how we can fix it. Don't let it just go and keep festering in your head month after month after month, and then when we had that one argument, you want to throw everything out.
Everything out there.
Yep, that's very unhealthy. I used to operate that way. I don't now. But yeah, that's not the good thing to do. Like, you have to have assessments weekly, monthly, like you said, Q. You have to keep assessing the relationship and being willing to make adjustments and allowing yourself to be vulnerable and really own up to your part in it and say that. And then if it's the other person that has an issue with you, like, don't go into it beating them down. Like,
don't go in defensive.
It's a way you can say everything, and you're right, and you can't be defensive. And you just have to be present, and both of you guys have to be willing to see yourself in the problem, as well as correct the other one with love and with sincerity, and you can get over hump after hump after hump, and you keep going. Like,
which goes back to communication. You have to have a good line of communication open, because and some people think because they talk, they are communicating. That's not communicating all the time. Just because you've said it doesn't mean that you communicated in a way in which you were heard. You have to know the person that you're with. And when you're with that person, to be able to understand how they listen. Because everybody doesn't listen with their ears. Everybody doesn't hear everything you say. I have a child that only hears the first, the middle, and the last word of the sentence. Everything in between, he done missed. So I've had to learn how to communicate effectively with him to get him to see certain things. And if you don't know how that comes with learning a person. So if you don't know how to effectively communicate with your partner, you guys are messed up. So they're not going to hear you speaking and telling them what the problem is. They're going to hear you nagging or hear you complaining about any and everything they do versus hearing that, hey, you're hurting me. This hurts. What you said hurts. What you did hurt. Instead of hearing, you ain't shit. You's a bastard. Don't use those words. You know, I used to be real bad. I cuss your hands out and then be like, well, I tried to tell you. Of course you didn't hear what I said because I called you everything but what your mama named you. You didn't hear what I said. You just heard me cussing you out. So everything that was not communicated to that person because they didn't hear anything but me cussing them out. So you can't cuss a person and think they're going to hear you. Because, baby, you start cussing me out, all I'm going to see is which left and which right you finna catch.
Yeah. And to your point with serial monogamists, I guess the thing that I'm thinking about now is that what do they do when they get to those places? Like where it's time to have a hard conversation? Because if you're having those hard conversations and you're addressing some things that you need to work on, have you really stopped to take stock of yourself in previous situations to see if this same issue has come up again because you keep going from relationship to relationship and they're ending for whatever reason? So do they even have these types of conversations, or do they just bury it all till it's too much to bury one day and then it blows up and that's why it's over with?
Usually with somebody like that, it's never their fault. Whoever they were with, there was something that they did, something that they didn't do, something, you know, so that reasoning for them to go on to the next, we know, they can go on to the next person.
And furthermore, they never really get over the person that they were last with because, you know, once you removed emotion from something and you can look back on it just from an objective point of view, you go like, well, dang, that really weren't that bad. I just had a bad day, or they were right when they said that. And then you still harbor some what if feelings and they could possibly keep looking back because I know somebody that ends up like touching their exes some kind of way back and forth and they still be going at it like there's like an attraction or something that they just didn't finish because
I have one of those and he actually called me last night and I'm like, homeboy, I'm not finna do this with you. You can stop. I'm not gonna stop until you block me. I know not to answer the phone, sir. And that's what I'm fixing to start doing because I don't understand it. We've been going through this for years. And I'm like, dude, I done left the city. I'm gone. So why are we doing this banter of why I didn't answer my phone or why I didn't answer in the time that you felt that I should answer my phone? But I'm not your chick. I'm not your woman. I'm not anything to you. All I was trying to do was be a friend. But seeing as how that ain't gonna work, sir,
can't do that either.
Remove yourself from this presence of greatness because not matching we not matching energies.
Hey.
So when you see a serial monogamist, does that make them a red flag?
You don't really see a serial monogamist coming because
you get trapped in that shit.
Yeah.
Well, and then sometimes you find out later, like you're talking to them and then you find out that they've been married twice and been engaged 5 times prior to you. You go like, wait, what? And so sometimes you don't find that out right away. You may even find out after you've met the friends or the family and they, you know, mention it up. Sometimes you don't know that this person love bombs and then locks themselves down into something like really fast. You know, people that come on really strong and like are ready to just do everything with you right away, they kind of remind love bombers and serial monogamists can kind of be the same type of people because it's like, oh, I met you, we go out on one date. Let's get joint bank accounts. Let's move in. Let's see each other every day. Let's, you know, sleep over for 2 weeks in a row straight after the first date because we vibe. And like love bombing is similar to how serial monogamists get started because it's like they go and they just take off. They don't pace themselves because
that sounds more like serial killer. Getting joint bank accounts moving in, see me every day. Who? What? No, sir. I don't even watch TV every day. I don't want to see their hands every day. What the hell?
I know someone. I may or may not be related to them. They're married now to this person, but their significant other told the story at the wedding. That they hung out for a weekend, and then the following weekend they hung out again, and they just never left.
That's like bad garbage and some old ass fish.
Ooh.
Take them both out.
What? So how? Well, this might be a hard question if none of us is this. So how do we stop being a serial monogamist?
Simple. Go heal. Go be alone for a while. Take that time to be alone.
Because that alone be killing them.
Actually,
now you're alone with your thoughts and and who you really are as a person, and you can't handle it. So
it does
on
get
to the
ugly.
Next dick.
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry.
It gets ugly.
That came from.
It can be rough.
It can be really rough. It can be really ugly too, because seeing yourself for who you are and what you really are and the things that you actually done to people, that can be ew, baby. You thought you was fine and cute and sexy, and you look up and you looking like the ogre.
Or the puppy that was in the cage last week.
The ogre has
the one that got slapped on the
in
nose.
episode 2.
Mm-hmm. You be looking like the Swamp Thing and shit.
The ogre with or without shots. Let's be clear.
Without.
And if you're listening to episode 2 and you haven't heard episode 1, please go back and listen to episode 1 for the reference that we're making right now. Thanks so much. I think when I first split from my ex-husband, I was trying to become a serial monogamist because I was so used to being with someone. And so the first couple of guys that I was trying to talk to, I was trying to do that. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys that I was talking to during that period was 11 or 12 years older than me. And he dropped so much knowledge on me. It's a lot of stuff that he said to me back then that still echoes like years later that I've applied. And like me and him kicked it for like maybe 6 months. But the stuff that he said to me during that time, like, it's priceless. Like, if I knew how to get in touch with him, I would just tell him, bruh, I appreciate you for every drop of wisdom you gave me in that space, because that's what I was trying to become. And then it got to a place where life got really slow, and I was just I wasn't interested in enough people or whatever. And there were these periods of just silence, and I had to figure out Patria. I had to date Patria. That was all I had. And so that's why I am the way I am now, because I was forced into that. Like, there was just a period where people weren't looking my way. And I've never been one to like really shoot my shot first like that. So there was a period
I am a firm believer in not shooting my shot. I'd be like, oh, okay,
I'll let you know. Okay. I'll let you know it's cool for you to make a shot. But I'm not gonna be the one to shoot the first shot.
And it's nothing to do with rejection. It's an old grandmama. Wise.
Yeah, that's just one of the things that I hadn't. Men. I'm real modern on a bunch of other stuff, but
that one is just not one of them.
When we get to open relationship, we get there. But in this case in point, I am not shooting my shot first. Mm-mm. I will tell you that the door is open and that you can come through.
Come on.
Or if you miss that first shot, I say take another one. I rolled a little card out with like 10 more balls for you to keep shooting. But I ain't making that first shot.
Not doing that. But I'm with you.
Are you looking like this cute?
Because y'all are silly.
How?
So what are you finna do, Rosa, to let that person know he can shoot his shot?
I said,
okay.
It's a little more.
It's a little more. What are you going to do? Yeah, you're just gonna.
If we're in the same room.
Hold on. So let me see. Let me guess. So when someone gets on my page and they just be liking shit posts from like last year,
oh no,
it'd be like all 20 of them. That's them want me to say something.
I don't know. I can't speak for them because I don't do that.
I don't do that either. I've had that happen to my page before.
I've had that happen to me, and I didn't say nothing to them because until you slide in my inbox and try to start the conversation, then I'm just thinking you liking pictures because that's all you did because you ain't said nothing to me.
Let's not talk about sliding in the inbox because you'll try to bring up that shit between me and my homeboy Patria, and we don't need to.
I ain't gonna bring that up.
See, you brought it up.
I'm
because
not
I want it to be brought up.
Talk about that.
He wants you to tell it back. That's why.
Well, let's just be clear. The reason why y'all have the We Just Talkin Ish podcast at all is because Quentin slid in our inboxes,
both of us,
years ago, and didn't get nowhere but to the friendship zone, and that's really the best place to be. Cause look at us.
Yeah,
we a whole family now. So sometimes sliding in the inbox will do you some good.
It does. It does.
Close his eyes.
Sliding in the inbox does a body good, baby.
But per the reference that Q wanted me to make, he didn't know that him and one of his homeboys had slid into my DMs around the same time.
Man.
But Q got farther than his homeboy did.
Hey, we was hard at work.
Y'all were losing, but it's cool. It's cool.
Got that L.
Hard at work.
You got the W. I'm his friend. I'm a real good friend.
He won out on that part, but what he was going for the L. He was trying to. He didn't know which plan he was going to try to use, but
he couldn't use none of them damn plans on me.
Hey, what?
So let's open the conversation.
I'm a hard egg to crack. I know that much.
So let's open the conversation on open relationships.
Open relationships. There are several Jumanji levels that you have to pass before you get to open relationships. But it is a possibility for that to work.
It is.
But again, there are several Jumanji levels that you have to pass before getting there.
So
and one of those, the main one, is that both partners need to be healed from all past, everything.
So
I'm
open
sorry.
relationship.
Second Jumanji level is you have to be an effective communicator.
Yes.
If you ain't got them two, don't even your pay grade. Stop it.
So all right. So the definition is an intimate relationship that is sexually non-monogamous. The term is distant from what's that word?
Polyamory.
There you go. That's what she said. And that is generally indicates a relationship where there is a primary emotional and intimate relationship between two partners who agree to at least possibilities of sexual intimacy with other people. So that's the term for open relationship, but everybody has their own definition for open relationship. And when you think open relationship, you automatically think about what Will and Jada had. Because rumors was they were to discuss who they were able to sleep with in their open relationship. So that's what we're talking about right now?
Well, see, like you said, again, there's different types of open relationships.
Types, and you have to communicate. One, you have to be honest with yourself about what you truly can handle and deal with. Two, you have to have that conversation with your partner. 3, y'all gotta get with something that you're gonna stick with, or when you're sick of that for 3 months and you're gonna switch and do something else, you have to be able to talk about that and have a plan and have an understanding and stick to it, whatever it looks like for you.
So that
because I know a couple.
That definition is the top tier.
That's just like an overall broad. That's like an overall broad definition.
Like we're gonna only fuck each other, but you can talk to who you want to.
Yep, that's a version of it.
That's a version of it. But see, like I said, I know a couple that actually got into it, but she only agreed to it because she was trying to keep her husband. And he thought he was winning. And he was going on dates. He did. He thought he was winning. He was going on dates. He was with somebody. And she kind of wasn't dating because she just was like, she couldn't do it at first. Then she met somebody. Well, the people that he had been dating and screwing, they were like, we done with this. We done had fun with you. Now he wanted to sit with his wife, but his wife was going out with this guy. His wife was doing everything that they had agreed on. And he started getting upset and getting jealous. and then it became a problem. But he was the one who came up with the idea. So now their relationship ended up just being
Yeah, she wrong for that.
tumultuous.
No,
How's she wrong? It was his idea.
It was his idea. They agreed to it as a couple to do that. What they should have baby put in place was like a time limit to that, and then where you can go back and reassess. Do we like what you do it with your job, you do it everything else, you check in, you have evaluations every 3 months or one-on-ones. And so if you're introducing any new element to any type of relationship, friendship or otherwise, you should always have a trial period. Within 3 months, within 2 months, if we don't think this is going to work, let's agree to cut it off and go back to what we were doing before this. Maybe we can figure out something else later on if we want to do this, but another version of this. Because a lot of times you don't know what you like or don't like, or what you can do and what you can't do until you try it.
True.
Sometimes you don't know until you're
my
in
next
that
relationship
situation.
is gonna be semi-open.
I agree. Well, one, because I've been in what's supposed to have been a traditional marriage, and it was open, but it was open on one end, and it wasn't open communication. Like I was constantly cheating on and all of that, and that wasn't the arrangement. And when you're dating, most of the time it's polyamorous anyway, because you got people that's talking to more than one people, and sometimes they're only sleeping with one person, but they're going out on dates and communicating with multiple people. Let's just be real. That's just how it works. So when you decide that there's a person that you want to do life with, that's going to be your partner, support you, good, bad, ugly, whatever, then if you want to have some extracurricular, then you determine how extra the extracurricular will be. Is it a time limit? Are we going to do it in the summers only? In fall, winter, and spring? You have options. But I've done it the traditional way. Supposed to have been traditional way, but it wasn't in my favor.
I'm telling you right now, me and my dude tossing broads. We've tossing you in and tossing you out. Bye, baby. Thank you. That's it. We going in, going out. That's that on that.
So there have been conversations. Would we just decide to be out one night and pick up somebody? Would we get a girlfriend? Would we?
I don't like bras and their attitude, so I don't want no girlfriend.
Right. If we got a girlfriend, would she be a full-time girlfriend, or would she just be for the bedroom? Or would we have to check in with her? How does that work?
Kind of like in the movie Superfly?
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't want a girlfriend, so I don't. No.
Right. Or
I just want to be able to pick up some
possibilities. Right. Or you and I, we're building financially, emotionally, it's me and you, but if a guy asks me out on a date, I can go. And we can decide, and you can ask a girl out on a date. Now, are we going to be sexual with that, or is it just going to be dates, or how does that work? So that's all of those things are up for discussion, and whatever you guys agree on, that's what you do. And then if you want to do it for a trial, you're not sure if you're going to like it. You may like it too much. You might not. Come back, talk about it, and figure it out.
Well, again, you have to share.
Well, and then open relationship is not for you.
Yeah,
close.
But you've never been married before either, so
you don't even want the threesome.
So I had someone. We talked about threesomes, but it was it was when we actually was talking about it, I was like, well, how about we'll get somebody and I'll watch y'all two do y'all thing. Because realistically, do you want me to do the things that I do to you? You want to sit there and watch me doing it to someone else? And she sat there and actually thought about it and was like, no. So I was like, okay, then. So no.
Baby, I'm your biggest cheerleader either way it go.
Right.
Baby,
go. You got to know your ministry.
Do that
and
shit.
Q know that's not his ministry. And so when you're talking to somebody that you potentially want to spend a little more time with on a regular day basis than not being in a relationship, then you know where you stand on that. And so if she brings it up,
but does that shit really work? Say? Because everybody that's talked to me about how they was in having threesomes in their open relationship, that they never worked. It always goes bad.
There was some bad communication.
Right.
Bad communication. And that's another reason why I say I wouldn't. There's a couple of rules to things as far as I go. I'm not bringing anybody that I know in. So my friends, no. I don't want to fuck with them. I know them. I know what they hoes doing. I ain't want to. I'm straight. So
Stay focused.
I'm not bringing my friends in. I'm not, and that's another reason why I said I don't want a girlfriend. Yeah, because I don't want that issue of it. We have to we have to communicate. I know the guys that I have talked about doing this with, and just being upfront, because if we talking about being in a relationship, we're moving towards that. I'm gonna be open with you about what I want. This is the type of relationship I want, so that we don't have to go no further if it ain't for you. At the same time, sir, everybody don't get to get that type of relationship. Because why would I allow myself to be disappointed and then bring somebody else in to be disappointed too?
Yeah.
So we cannot, everybody is not deserving of that.
Is a fact. Because, some men ask for things that they just don't have.
They're not equipped.
They're not equipped for that. And it's kind of like, I like you because I like you.
Yeah.
But I know what you have and what you don't have.
But you ain't going to have
I don't want the public to know what you don't have.
We're not going to embarrass me out in these streets, sir. We're going to this time to take that L quietly. Only ones that need to know was the ones before me.
I had one that was adamant about wanting to do that and try that. And I was just like, no. I gave other reasons why, but that was the reason why.
Baby, that's just like the dude. I don't know if I said this on the last season or not. The dude that wanted me.
I remember you talking about a guy that was small, period. And
talking about wanting you showing me the gag porn shows. And I said,
faked it for him.
Like I told him, sir, you got to reach the back of the throat.
What?
You got to reach the back of the throat. You don't even reach the back of the tip of the tongue. How you going to reach it?
I don't even know what she's finna say, ladies and gentlemen. It'd be a surprise for me. Just any moment now, I'm finna hear something crazy.
That fool couldn't reach the back of the throat. Talking about he wants somebody to gag on it. Sir, you barely reaching the tip of the tongue. How you gonna talk about some gagging? Wow. Get you some more meat. You too damn grown to be walking around here with shrimp bites. Where you gonna
get it from? Where he finna get the more meat from?
He need to go to Dr. Miami. Maybe he can help him with something. Because, sir, I ain't gonna talk about we were supposed to be married. To who? I'm gonna be miserable for the rest of their life. Nope.
You would have had to have an open relationship with him.
Baby, I would have had to have another relationship. Don't have an open relationship. I have to have another relationship.
Oh my God.
Sir, you go over there and pay the bills, and I'm gonna come over here and live with him.
Rubbing his head. I thought we were gonna make it to the third episode before he start rubbing his head and eyes, ladies and gentlemen. But it's happening on episode 2.
It's just every time.
It be betrayal.
Can't even reach
I'm over here being good. I just giggle from time to time.
I'm good too. I'm always good at what I do best. Talking shit.
So, all right. So my would you rather question. Oh yeah, y'all forgot. My would you rather question is threesome. You ladies, would you want with your dude and another dude, or your dude and another girl?
You should already know my answer from the practice zone.
I will say my preferred is a girl, but I do want to experience the two guys. I want that experience.
So you want
that's it.
Dick in all the holes. I'm sorry.
Not in all.
And you talking about us going there?
Not in all of them.
You
but
made
in
3 lefts right there.
I'm sorry, mother.
See, Mama, it wasn't
talk
us.
Like this. They make me talk like this.
She know good well who she birthed. Don't do that.
Oh, y'all waiting on me to answer?
Yes.
Well, I mean, Either or is fine.
You gotta pick one.
Either or is fine. I answered.
Would you rather?
I didn't pick one.
No, not. This is would you rather, not would you rather, or either or.
Him and another girl.
Okay. All right. But you would prefer that.
And what would you prefer?
None of it.
Cute. Didn't I say in the practice room that I want to move
it.
to Utah and I want 3 husbands and they'll all have fraternity jackets on it?
Why you gotta
and I
go to
did my
Utah
call.
for that?
I don't think it's legal here. I want 3 husbands.
No, I don't want neither because in my head I don't want to look at his facial expressions and now that's gonna throw me off, and then I don't want us to be in the hole and like our balls be slapping up against each other. I don't want that. Or if it's like if he just that leg rub against mine either kind of way, I'm done. And I'm done. And then 2 women, I mean, my woman and another woman, that's someone's going to be upset. Someone's going to be upset because I heard a story about how she was upset because her man finished on the girl that they brought in.
Okay, and
she didn't want him to finish with the girl they brought in.
Girl,
It was like it was new. It was excited. You know,
Thank
you. When new it's always
and if he
claimed that
her,
he he claimed that he do this all the time, so he should have been more control over.
It's still different. It's gonna be different with each person.
If it's new, it's new.
I can see that being the issue. I'm in there just doing my thing and
you just can't let go.
Finish on the person we brought in.
It would be a problem if you finished and ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Be like, sir,
right?
Where's the stamina at? You know,
right?
You need a little Viagra.
He should have took him some honey.
True. That honey is a bad mom. Shut your mouth. Yeah.
Oh, so you approve of it? Because I saw a post that they need to bring back the men from back in the day because these new men need pills and stuff to keep going.
I mean, it's more of a natural type of deal, so I can handle it. But the persons that I have dealt with in the past did not need any of that. Shout out to you, Pastor.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Oh, I'm just an innocent bystander.
As always, the nun.
Oh yeah, I am a nun.
She was the nun.
I am the nun. I'm still the nun.
There's 16 more of you. All y'all can't be nuns.
Ain't none of them nuns.
All of them are nun-ish.
They know nun-ish.
Look, they are yelling at me like y'all don't know them, so y'all need to chill. Y'all just know one of Patria. The 16, they hollering at me like, hey, tell them to fall back because they don't know what's going on. So they heard y'all. I got y'all back. Don't worry about it.
Well, so in conclusion here, we just talking ish. Having sex often is you need to do it. You serial monogamous people need to sit the fuck down.
That was your view of it.
Oh, my bad. In open relationships, you better
sit that shit with his chest.
You better sit your open relationships. You better have a well guided layout contract, or this shit can go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Some people that got whole relationships right now.
The next thing you're in an entanglement.
I know a married couple, and they started off at, this was an experiment, and here we are 3 years later. He's done experimenting, and she has a whole boyfriend.
Now he's so in love.
Well, you have to understand too.
You got me fucked up.
A lot of time you men, you have already peaked when we're just peaking.
Yeah.
And when we just peaking, baby, God help you. It's probably why I got some young bucks right now still calling me 3 years later. Hey, boo. But yeah. Because when I peaked, I peaked. Mm-hmm. It's like, and I'm gonna say this.
I'm looking forward to it.
When I hit 40, 40 was a magical number. It was a magical number. It was like I knew everything about me. I knew what I liked. I knew what I didn't like. I knew how I wanted it. I knew what I wasn't gonna do. Baby, but 40.
I know. That's what I'm looking forward to the beast I shall become by then.
Baby.
Because
what?
And
I'm
then
so
messed around and
confused.
took
What are we
sea moss
talking
at
about
40?
right now?
so men peak sexually
In their
like
20s,
in their 20s. Women don't peak sexually until they're in their 40s.
40s. And when we peak, baby,
Peak at what?
peekaboo. Baby,
Don't worry about it.
the things that
at
happen
what?
when she knows her body. She knows.
Take one of them
everything.
40-year-olds that be on
She's
your
going- her
comments for a
stamina.
spin.
A woman's stamina at 40 is like a 20-year-old boy. Yeah, she jackrabbit like around this joint. She jackrabbit. Yeah. Because I've had a couple tell me I can't keep up. I'm like, sir,
Can you keep up, baby boy? Let me lose my breath.
keep up.
I have a really good Michelle impression. I'll save it for another day. It just hit me when I did that little snippet.
we thank y'all for joining us here on episode 2, which can be found on let's get it down: Facebook, YouTube,
Instagram,
Twitter. I see the TikTok is doing numbers. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Apple Podcasts,
Apple
Google
Podcasts.
Podcasts, and for the strange people who want to use other apps that are not built in on their phone, like Spotify, it's on there too. And it's on the speaking assistant devices. Because, I don't want to name their names because they'll be talking to me, and then Rosa will say, at least somebody will listen to him. No, we don't have to go through that again. But yeah.
No, you went through it again on y'all.
Another great episode. I kind of like this one, especially this because I hope she's listening. She needs to
Just gonna say her name.
Mm-mm.
Say my name. Say my name.
But the problem, like I said, that she'll probably hear it, but if you don't identify it as a problem by yourself,
right, it'll go over your head. Like
over your head,
they can be agreeing, like, yeah, they
wrong
right
in
people
what
like
you're
that,
doing.
and you the people like that.
Right.
Like, hi, you.
Yeah, me.
Well, I told people, I said, I'm going to talk about you, but I ain't going to say your name. So if you want to get on
Your
there and start
situation
talking
pop
about
up.
it, your situation pop up on there and you want to talk, say, hey, well, I have to say something about it. Baby, I didn't mention your name, but if it hit dog a holler, roof, roof.
Ow.
Look at I don't even want to, boo.
Well, we bid y'all a farewell and thank y'all for listening. We love it and appreciate it.
We do.
We do.
Yeah, and you got anything that you want? Any last minute stuff you got? Y'all want to speak on? Some upcoming Patria? You got something going on?
Nope,
on your
not
end?
today. Saving it.
Saving
Not
it.
today. We're gonna
Anything,
save it for
Rosa?
episode 3.
Anything
I
you
actually
got?
do not.
Well, okay.
Just want to make sure everybody comments
Comments.
on each of comments and give us some
Comments,
feedback, reviews,
Rate it,
share.
Rate it.
Yeah.
Tell us your favorite part, your favorite one-liner that one of us dropped during the show. Because half the time we don't know what we said till we listen to back either. So all of that.
Because I didn't listen to it 20 times already and still be like, I didn't miss shit that one of y'all said on the slick. So y'all, the ears is really open from now on because y'all be with it.
From now on, the ears gonna be open when we telling you shit you need to hear.
Hello.
Fuck all
Have
that.
a
This
whole
is
conversation. Really.
This is, wait a minute, one more last thing. If you would like to advertise your business on this here show per episode, you can do so by hitting us up at qlbmediagroup@gmail.com for more information, because hundreds of people listen to this podcast weekly. So what better place to give you a 30-second or 1 minute ad on what you doing? So just hit us up and we'll get you some pricing.
And we really like our black-owned businesses too.
We do.
We really do.
Oh.
Except Q don't know how to.
They ain't the only one, but we love our black-owned.
Yeah, so there's that slick stuff I was telling y'all about they be doing. So this is
that one slick that was in your face.
Just Talkin Ish Taurus edition.
On top of your beard.
I like other things on top of this beard. Version 2. Wet it up.
I can't help you with that.
Wet it up.
Wet it up.
The original beard oil.